Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
I'm Mike.
And today we're cracking open a new bottle of Puncher's Chance Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So a little controversy coming off of Puncher's Chance on this one. This is why you can never believe the Google machine, because sometimes it lies to you. So let's get right into it. This one happens to be a 90 proof Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. We got it for $26.99. Now, when I Googled it, it said it was distilled in Oregon, a mixture of 4, 5, and 6 years. But this says right on the bottle, distilled in Kentucky, you know what I mean? So
Bottled by them,
right.
distilled
So
in Kentucky.
it also said it was 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. So take all of that with a grain of salt,
because that's the Google.
Well, again, because it doesn't
not
say
on the
it
bottle.
doesn't say it on a bottle, so you can't believe everything you read. But I try to give you the facts, but sometimes the facts get blurred in transition. So this one actually is Bruce Buffer. Anyone who watches MMA and knows the announcer, he serves as a partner in Puncher's Chance. So he's been introducing 1 million fans to this whiskey. So we've tried nothing by these guys so far.
No.
That's a good cork pop. That's a good start. So kind of interested to see where this one goes.
It is a sponsor of Charlie Moore, too.
Who is
Charlie Moore would be the Mad Fisherman, for those of you that live in New England.
Okay, this is the one you were telling me about?
Yeah, Boston Bruins announcer, not so much an announcer, but he does talks about them and whatever. But
Okay.
he's got his own little show.
The Mad Fisherman.
Yes.
There you go. He was trying to tell me about it. I'm like, I don't watch any fishermen. I got to be honest with you, but
It was short and sweet. I don't watch fishing.
I don't. So I couldn't tell you who Charlie Moore was. But thank you, Charlie, for introducing us to this. Wow, what a different nose.
Yep. Not in a bad way.
No, no.
Because it actually has a pretty good nose for just
It does.
a quick pour.
By different, I mean like it's not. It's like light and bright.
But it's a quick pour.
It's jumping out of the glass, which is weird. Normally, something like this, you got to struggle to try to get a nose on.
Yeah, the last few we've done. Well,
Right.
other than the last one, but when we
There was
did
a
them,
huge sweetness coming out of this one too.
good thing I took a drink of water, so I wouldn't choke.
Yep.
That worked out well.
All right, I'm gonna have to take a sip. I'm trying to get what I'm getting. It is like I didn't mean different in a bad way. I just meant if you go by like yesterday's where it was dark and rich and thick,
huge difference.
And like this is like light and bright and but I wasn't even referring to that. I was referring to even like the welcome to the cough zone. Watch out, you're in a splash zone, people. Put your shirts up. Gallagher's coming.
I just did it. I was doing fine until I was going to take a quick sip. That worked out well.
I got to get a sip of it, honestly.
I'm getting a kind of a pretty good nut nose. Oh boy, here we go.
You said nut. Now, did you put that in my head, or is that what I'm getting? Because I'm almost like at a pecan, like I'm at like a sweet nut.
Holy Christ!
It's like talking to my wife first thing in the morning. Like, what the hell is going on?
I was doing
Hacking
great.
and sneezing.
Don't take a
all
drink
right.
of water. Stupid.
Don't think about it.
Always had it.
All right, I'm 100% getting a nut now, and I don't know if you planted that in my head or not. But
No, I got it right off the bat.
it is nutty right off the bat.
Super nutty.
But it's not so much a peanut. I'm actually like, I can go with like a pecan because they're sweeter. You know what I mean? Than like a walnut. It's not like a walnut
really a
or an
walnut.
almond. I'm definitely more
It's not
like
macadamian.
No, I'm definitely. Oh, I love a macadamia. Though I haven't had one since I went in Hawaii.
It's not cashew. I'll go with the pecan.
Not for nothing. She bought some cashews the other day. Sometimes they're just too salty, and they were like out of this world good too. Like sometimes you just get one, and you're like, wow, what did they do to these things? But it's bringing me with a pecan on this one. This is actually.
I'm not sad.
I'm not. I guess if I have a complaint at $26.99, you really don't have a complaint on this. This is priced perfectly. It's bringing a decent amount of flavor for a 90 proof. It doesn't have a ton of a finish.
Because it is a 90 proof, but it's a very easy drinker.
Right. I'm trying to throw like positives and negatives at the same time. But with that, you really only getting that you're not getting a lot of oak out of this one.
No, it's more nut.
And you're getting just the nut throughout. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
even
a one
even the
note.
flavor, a little
all the way
sweetness,
down.
a little sweetness with a nut.
Well, that's why I say pecan. It's kind of like a sweet pecan.
It could almost be like the candied ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
the sweet.
I would go there.
That's what I was considering when I was going like the candy pecan instead of a sweet pecan. But that's what I was thinking when you get them and they got all the sugar and the stuff on them, and they're like, you're like, oh, that's a happy little snack right there. That's what it did remind me of that.
I think I think this would do all right though in a 90 proof blinds.
In a 90 proof
I think it's going to do.
I 100% agree.
For the price, besides, I think it'll hold its own.
This brings me in the realm. It reminds me drinking this when I'm doing this. I mean, if I could throw a comparison, it reminds me of like the very old Bartons that we had. But we got them for dirt cheap when we got them. Remember when we were down at? I was down. My buddy got them down in Kentucky, and he got them for like $9. But it's when I found them in Connecticut, they were upwards of 17, 18, 19, $20. So bring me in that range where it's just that has a decent flavor. There's no elbows whatsoever.
None.
This is a guzzler. But
Super,
for someone
super
who's
sweet.
Someone who likes the lower proof, that's not bringing a lot of aggression.
Gives a little tingle when you get a good sip in your throat a little bit.
You know, it's a drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But it's not pounding you with elbows.
No.
It's drinking.
Definitely
soft.
not nowhere near what we had yesterday either. But I'm trying in my head.
Drinks refined.
It does.
It really does. It drinks refined.
And in my head, because I just looked at it, is, I think Sinatra's 90 for 5 times the money or whatever.
I think that one would bring, because that brings the banana
nuts. No, that one does carry more flavor. It is
elevated.
And it is pretty easy as well.
Yep.
So, but is it that much better?
Well, we can throw it in a blind and see.
And I hate to keep throwing out only because it pisses me off.
No, I know it does. And now that you brought it back, you know it's behind you. It's going to bug you. I'll gladly throw that up against. If anyone wants to see that,
I think
leave
this
a
will
comment
do all
below.
right. It is a different
in my
flavor
head.
profile.
I think Sinatra buries it. But
I agree.
Is it
a different flavor
20
profile.
times better? No. You know what I mean? Or whatever the math is. That's way too much math. I agree with that.
Hear you.
I agree with that. This is super solid for what it is.
No, absolutely.
I think the bottle is dynamic.
I think
the black bottles I always like. With the paint
it's
like
even
this.
still cheaper than Travelers.
Oh, I think the Smash is Travelers.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
so. In that price range, I think they did a great job.
Write that down, Tom. Future me. I will write that one down. I'd love to see this up against Travelers and see what it does on a blind. Like months from now, we have no idea what this is.
There's probably a couple other 90s back here.
Well, I don't know if they're still back here because me and them we go at it sometimes.
It's getting very hot over here.
There's a lot of evaporation going on with the 90 proofers. There is a lot of nut coming out of this one, though.
There is.
Yeah. It's almost changing peanutty to me now. But
I'm gonna stick with the.
I do like the candy.
The candy pecan
like
type.
I do like
type
the
thing.
Pecan.
Are you rating us? Oh, do we not?
No, we can do that too. But it leads me to the if you guys have had this, leave a comment down below.
The whole design of the bottle's pretty neat.
This for a $26.99 bottle, they did a lot of detail.
Did.
The bottle itself is worth
the tiger, the whole
when you look at some of the ones that we've paid. Honestly, we've said this before. Some of the ones we've paid
that's all like blended in.
It's
Sprayed
like
in or
painted.
something.
It's like painted on.
Yeah.
Like it's. You look at some of the bottles and like they did a lot of detail.
And I don't know what the tiger. Well, I think the tiger's probably part of the story that they're fierce and they go where no one else goes. Blah blah.
It's a eye catching bottle on the shelf.
It is.
You know what I mean? For that, it's
very,
like
very
I say that about New Riff all the time. You don't see a lot of black bottles.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what is that? It drags you. And at this price point, it's almost a buy. So leave a comment down below if you guys have tried this. Full disclosure, we may have a higher proof one that I really would like to try to see if it bumps up in flavor.
This might even be nuttier than Old Forester.
Well, again, because now you're going in a land that I don't go to, because I don't think nut in Old Forester. I think banana. You know what I mean? So
that's you,
but that's me. So
for me, it's usually a nut. So that's why I was like,
it is for those of you that follow along with, if you have my profile, it is on the level of nut that I get when you drink a Booker's, but just you don't get the proof with it. But you get that high. I get that high nut, like it usually jumps out, like or Jim Beam. Jim Beam brings that nut flavor.
What are you grading this at? I'll let you go first.
All right, so
I always throw a letter out and then
not even thinking of price, just at the proof. See, that's the difference. This is where grading was hard, just for you guys that wanted grading. So, in case someone starts jumping on us, when we hit a 90 proof, where it's like it's hard to give a good grade. But honestly, with this one, to me, for flavor, not counting price, just if I drank this and I had no idea what the price is, I would be at like a C+.
So I was actually C plus B minus. And
I'm ignoring the price, I might bump it up to a B minus just because it is super cheap. But if I'm just going straight on the taste of the flavor,
and
it's not like, wow, that's good. It's a kind of a one note, and it's
decent.
It is,
but it's still a better note than some others that we've had for more money. So I'm thinking.
Oh no, I agree with that. But if we're not factoring in price, I'd go a solid C plus for this one. It's good.
We could do that to stay the same. Yeah. I'm C plus B minus, but that's where I was, and I usually tend to throw it out first, and you're like, that's what I was gonna say or whatever. So that's why I gave you the chance. But
no, I kind of like that range. I mean, this is tasty, and it seems to be getting better the more I keep drinking it.
It's nuttier and
it really is. It really is.
It's a, as you say, it's too fast for a sipper.
if I was gonna factor in price, this is a solid B minus anyways, because it would bring it up because it is cheap. But it is. I think just for the taste of the whiskey, But this again may change, and we'll have to see how it does in blind. But I think if I put this in the C plus category and we end up doing a C plus blind, I think this would rock. In that area. You know what I mean? I think that's
going to stand out. It does have a little bit different flavor profile than your regular. It seems very, very nutty to me.
It does. No,
for some reason.
I
so that
agree
jumps like over than a lot of the other sweetness, caramel, flavors.
Oh, you're not getting just that generic. What is it? It just tastes like, this is like what whiskey should taste like, where you get a little vanilla and a little brown sugar.
There's extra in it.
It brings that nutty flavor.
I'd be interested to see.
It's kind of why I always like my Evan Williams when I do that. You know what I mean? Because I get that nutty flavor on top of the caramel and stuff. Like, you're not even getting caramel. You're getting nut.
It's an easy drink, though.
This is a guzzler.
We
already reported. I'm running out of words to say because we gotta get off.
I hear you.
No, it really is.
We won't have any samples to put in.
No. And if we keep that up, I'm going to have to hide this one from me, too. So, well, there you go. We'll keep this one short and sweet then. So this is the Puncher's Chance Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Leave a comment down below if you've had it, whether you try it. I'd be curious. It's Kentucky, so I'm assuming it gets I would think put everywhere.
I mean, it's in commercials. So I would assume it's out
and
about.
Bruce Buffer's involved, I'm sure it gets distributed, throughout the country.
It's on some truck somewhere.
And I'm sure it's going somewhere. So, well, there you go. That being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.